Okay, let's begin with the Arabic alphabet, which consists of 28 letters. Alif, Ba, Ta, Tha, Jim, Ha, Kha, Dal, Dhal, Ra, Zay, Sin, Sheen, Sad, Dad, Ta, Dha, Ain, Ghain, Fa, Qaf, Kaf, Lam, Mim, Noon, Ha, Wow, Ya. Now, most experts agree that the Arabic has 28 letters. In some books, you will find that it says 29 letters, and some books will say 30 letters. And that's because of these two letters here. Okay, so the ta marbuta, which is its name, okay, it's actually two letters in one. Okay, so if you have a word with this letter, ta marbuta, and you want to stop when you're reading or when you're speaking, then you actually pronounce it as a ha, which is this letter here. If you want to connect it to the following word or to another word after it, then you actually pronounce a ta, which is this letter here. Okay, so that's the reason why some books would say 29 letters, because this is actually a letter that we do write in many words. Okay, but it's actually the letter ta and the letter ha, depending if you stop or if you continue reading the another word after it. And some books will say 30 letters because of the infamous Hamza, which in and of itself needs a complete separate class on how do we write the Hamza. Sometimes the Hamza is written on top of an alif, which the alif is like a kursi or like a chair or a seat for the hamza. Sometimes the hamza is written underneath or under the alif. Sometimes the hamza is written on top of a waw. And sometimes the hamza is written alone by itself. Okay? And sometimes the hamza is written on sort of like the beginning of this ba, ta, or tha here, this little line here. Sometimes you'll find a hamza written on top of that, depending on the letter and the vowel that comes before it. So that's the reason why the hamza is actually a letter. And alif, waw, and ya, we actually use them sometimes as consonants and sometimes as vowels to elongate a short vowel. And we'll get into that in later episodes. Now, if you notice, I drew a line underneath 8 groups of letters. And that's the reason why this is one of the easiest ways to remember the alphabet. This is the actual order, okay, from alif to ya. But you notice that these 3 letters, I grouped them together, okay, because the only thing that distinguishes them from each other, okay, are the dots. So if it's a ba, we have a dot underneath. If it's a ta, we have 2 dots kind of over or in the middle. If it's a tha, we have 3 dots. So it's the 1 dot, the 2 dot, and the 3 dots. But the actual shape of the letters are identical. And the same with these 3 letters here. So the only difference is 1 dot, no dot, and a dot on top. But the shapes are the same. Okay, the same thing with these 2 letters here, del and del. The only difference is this dot here. Same thing with ra and zay. The only difference is the dot. Same with sin and sheen. The 3 dots here, no dots. And sod and dod. Dod has a dot. And the ta and the dha, the 1 dot here. And the ain and ghain, the 1 dot here. Okay, these 2 here, fa and qaf, they're very similar just in the beginning, right? This little part right here, this little loop. Okay, but the actual tail of these 2 letters on the fa actually comes more horizontally across, and the qaf actually comes, it loops down and around, has more of an oval shape. So they're not actually identical in shape. Okay, so that's the reason why I put the groups here. Okay, so it's kind of easy to remember them in groups of ba, ta, and tha, jim, ha, kha, dal, dal, ra, zay, sin, shin, sad, dad, ta, dha, ain, and ghain. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 different groups of letters that have identical shapes, but the differences are the dots. And that's it for this lesson. See you in the next episode.